Good afternoon, Councilmember Bass and members of the council. I am Dana Riley. I'm the interim director at Oakland Parks, Recreation and Youth Development. Next slide, please. OPR's mission is to equitably provide quality programs and services throughout Oakland, and as our name indicates, we have a primary focus on youth development. Next slide. We manage a wide range of recreation assets, from parks, playgrounds, fields and courts, to pools, a water park, boating center, golf courses, cultural arts venue, and gardens. Next slide. This requires close coordination and collaboration with our partners, including Public Works, which provides the maintenance and capital improvement components to our facilities. Next slide. This is just one of the online tools that the community can use. You can look up from anything from a pool to a dog play area, and the online mapping tool allows the customer to find the amenity that they're looking for. Next slide. Our flagship town program was conceived to address equity disparities and was launched in 2018. In addition to exciting themed activities in each 2-week session of summer town camp, there's a field trip, reading is fun and math power hour, and healthy meals are served. It doesn't matter what recreation center you live near, each of our 18 town campsites offer the same quality program. Town Camp quickly caught the attention of like-minded organizations who partner with us to enhance our efforts to remove barriers to equitable access. They provide funding, services, and equipment. We continue to rebound from the pandemic and are pleased to report serving at nearly pre-COVID numbers. We had 3,637 enrollments last summer, which averages out to about 900 youth in camp each week. And we were able to provide more than $294,000 of financial aid to Oakland families. Next slide. These next few slides, I'm sorry, can you hear me? Next slide. No, thank you. I had an unstable internet connection morning there. So the next few slides break down the town camp, where town camp participants live, their ethnic identity, and their age. Next slide. Steps taken to increase access and remove barriers include a staggered enrollment plan, which provides Oakland residents access to registration for a month before opening to others, and promotional materials are provided in print and digitally and translated into Spanish and Chinese. Next slide. As a result of our race and equity teamwork and analysis of parent surveys, we implemented a policy of reserving 30% of enrollment space at each center for youth receiving financial assistance. This provides the most impacted residents additional time to enroll and the opportunity to meet with our staff to secure affordable quality childcare. Next slide. Healthy meals are part of our core services, and in partnership with Human Service Department, free breakfast and lunch was served over the summer. We provided 67,275 meals last summer and look forward to reestablishing meal service to the general public at our centers this summer. Next slide. Under the town umbrella, there are a variety of specialty programs offered year-round, including cultural arts, sports, swimming, boating, inclusion, and everyone's favorite Feather River Sleepaway Camp. Next slide. During the school year, we offer Town After School, providing homework assistance, afternoon snacks, exercise and sports, and activities that help develop positive relationships and life skills. Next slide. These next slides are listing of our neighborhood recreation centers. And the next slide. And one more, thank you. OPRYD staffs the Parks and Recreation Advisory Council, which meets the second Wednesday of the month to advise and make recommendations on the operation of our park and recreation assets. And they are the oversight body for Measure Q related to parks, landscape maintenance, and recreational services. Next slide. The current adopted budget allocates $41.5 million to OPRYD. The largest fund in our budget is the general purpose fund, followed by our self-sustaining fee-based fund, then the LAD internal service transfer, and followed by Measure HH. Next slide. We are direct service providers, and as such, it's not surprising that 54% of our budget is allocated to personnel to provide these services. Next slide. OPRYD service units are represented in this org chart. We have 110 full-time equivalent positions. Overwhelmingly, our staff are boots on the ground folks working directly in the many communities of Oakland. With 29 of the 110 positions vacant, we are struggling to operate. Next slide. And this brings us to our two top challenges. The 26% departmental vacancy rate for permanent employees, in addition to the difficulty filling seasonal temporary part-time positions, is negatively impacting our service delivery and our ability to be responsive. Another challenge is the lack of funding to produce a professional and comprehensive equity-based strategic master plan. Rough estimates for this project is $1.5 million. A master plan would include an intense community engagement process, guide the priority for programs and services, define a stewardship and maintenance plan, better prepare the city for successful grant applications, and guide development and preservation of our parks and recreation assets. Next slide. I'd like to wrap up on a little more of a positive note with a quick recap of OPRYD's successes. We served 3,637 enrollments last summer, averaging 900 kids in camp each week. We awarded over $294,000 in financial aid to Oakland families. We continue installing water bottle filling stations in our parks and centers, which, along with our healthy eating program, encourage healthy lifestyles and habits. Last summer alone, we provided 67,275 healthy meals to Oakland's youth. Next slide. And so this is an acknowledgement to our partners. And again, Eat, Learn, Play is listed there, as along with the Oakland Parks and Recreation Foundation, who is another very critical partner to us. And then some of the other organizations that support our programming and enhance the access for youth to come to the different activities that they sponsor. And if we could go to the next slide. This is our thank you slide. So thank you for your time and listening. And I also want to thank my core team for their assistance with the preparation in this presentation. And we are available to answer any questions.